Landlord a Pepsi with Pyramid. shifting, shifting the atmosphere for breakthrough and healing. Our worship is shifting, shifting, shifting the atmosphere. It's moving and it's breaking. This worship is shifting the atmosphere. Every yoke is destroyed. Every chain is broken. This worship is shifting the atmosphere. It's moving. It's breaking. Our worship is shifting the atmosphere. Till the heavens are open for breakthrough and healing. This worship is shifting the atmosphere. It's moving and it's breaking. Our worship is shifting the atmosphere. Somebody just help me say that. It's moving and it's breaking. My breaking is shifting the atmosphere.
Round Attila 2.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Well, I don't know
Morning,
if it's the weather or what, but hey,
It has some things to do with the weather for sure.
Oh man,
For sure, for sure.
wow.
Somebody say, I'm not sure, said they're not hearing, so I am not sure why they are not hearing.
Not here. Well, let's see.
Maybe it's their hearing or their device. Not hearing on Facebook. There's no reason. We are broadcasting audio. Everything looks
Facebook,
good.
Facebook.
On Facebook, it's the same audio that goes everywhere. Not sure, so that's good morning to you.
Yes, he says she's hearing.
All right. Are we hearing? Is it just not hearing today?
Maybe
Good
sis-
morning, family.
Good morning, sis. Yeah, maybe Deacon is not hearing today. Your deaconess is on.
So you know what to do when you come on, share the broadcast. We're already a little late.
Yeah.
Today.
I think they gave up on us.
No.
Oh.
It's still after 8.
Oh,
The weather was cold this morning. How many birds? That was a cold
yeah.
night.
You know what? I got up this morning. When I went out,
Cold.
it wasn't that cold.
It wasn't that cold when? In the
5 o'clock.
5 o'clock in the
Yes,
morning?
but
Okay.
to 6, you know. It wasn't that cold.
Was cold when I went to bed.
Oh, Sister
It was
Stacy, good to see you.
Shalom, my sister.
Yes. How is my girl Ella doing?
Ella, yeah, I haven't heard. No, this is not Hella's show.
Hey, I know, right?
We've showed out
This is
Hella.
Definitely not Ella.
We have showed out Hella for a while.
Yes.
But we're here today. And we're in the series where we are dealing with issues that affect relationships.
Yes.
One way or the other. Whether it is in the room or out of the room or in another room.
Or on the job.
On the job.
Yes.
And today we are tackling for the next hour a challenging conversation, actually.
Yes.
Because and oftentimes I would say a very misunderstood conversation.
Right.
Or the perspective of it is often limited in most people's mind, and as a result, there are people who fall into guilty zones,
Yes.
and they sometimes think that they are better than other people who may fall in other zones. So we're going to talk about the different types today, and maybe
Hopefully we get everybody feedback. Though.
yeah, we'd love to hear.
We like
yeah.
feedback. We want to
Good.
know, hey, is this something?
We'd love to hear from you.
Is this something good or something bad? Is this something encouraging or discouraging?
Yeah, and then
I mean,
and then you may have some
and
other.
you may have a certain
Yeah.
idea. We need your idea too. and
Absolutely.
we need to hear your voice too.
Absolutely,
Towards the situation. So hey,
absolutely. All right, so we're talking about cheating today. So share the broadcast.
yes,
Share the broadcast. Share it everywhere. Share it everywhere. All right. Share it everywhere you can. Share with your friends. And by the way, hit the thumbs up so we get the algorithm moving real fast.
yeah.
All right. So let's talk about it.
So let's go to my thumbs
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and and talk about that subject matter. All right. So Pastor Henry, what is this thing? Cheating. You know, you hear it a lot.
Yeah, for
You hear it a
me-
lot.
For
You know.
me,
Have you ever been accused of cheating?
No,
No, I have been.
no. I've never been accused
I have
of.
been. And many people, when we finish defining
Yes.
cheating, will admit that they have also cheated.
Hey, there
Yeah.
you go. Because
Yeah.
it can be
Cheating
done in
and
many ways.
cheated and yes.
Dishonesty.
Yes.
Yes.
So let's define it then.
Yes.
Let's kind of define what it is so that we can talk about it, because I think that there are many people who are limited in the way they see it, and at the end of the day, I think our point here today is hopefully we can share something that is going to garner some conversation or understanding. Sorry.
Right.
That may be helpful and useful to somebody in a relationship now, or going into one, planning to have one, And let's talk about what that is. So let's define cheating first of all. Is cheating basically?
Robbing you of something
Yeah,
or someone.
cheating is exactly what it is. Is robbery. Okay,
Yes.
so anything that robs of the emotion and the time, okay, that would normally or should normally be given
To someone.
or spent with someone else, right? So anything that robs the emotion and the time, and when you get emotion and time, then emotion resources follow emotion,
Right.
right? So it's easy to give where you feel, and so cheating is a broader than most people think. Most people, when they begin to think of cheating, they think of some kind of extramarital or extra relational cheating with another person in a sexual context.
Right.
But we want to make the conversation a little broader because there are relationship that falls that comes on the barrage of fire
Right.
and sometimes fall apart, and it has nothing to do with cheating with another person, but nonetheless it is cheating in one way or the other. I shared the broadcast today, and let's have this conversation. Amen. Somebody need this conversation today, so hit the thumbs up, come in and say hello, so we can move that algorithm and get it out real fast. It's very important that people understand that cheating is not just having an extramarital or an
Relationship,
extra girlfriend or boyfriend relationship. While it's not limited to that, while it does not exclude that,
Yes.
it is not limited to that. So we're going to talk a little bit today about different types of cheating, different types of cheating, because there are things that will rob your emotion and your time and eventually your resources from your partner. Okay?
Awesome.
From your partner. So there are several different types of cheating. So let's get the common one out the way.
Yes.
Okay, I want to get the common one out the way because most people are going to be thinking of cheating in this context.
Infidelity is a
Yeah,
place,
they think about it in that way. So let's get that one because I think that today's discussion, I want it to be to value more than that.
Right.
Okay, I want it to be more valuable than that because I think there the thing is you can always address the obvious stuff, but the stuff that are not as obvious can be a problem. Good morning, Brother
Yes.
Dwayne,
Good
Deacon
morning,
Dwayne.
Deacon Dwayne and
All right.
Mr. Prim.
So infidelity, relational, sexual or relational infidelity, that's common.
Yes.
And maybe at another time, we will sit and to discuss what are some of the things that lead
So
to those kind of relationship. What are some of the causes or the influences?
right.
And if you would like us to talk about that, then please drop a comment and let us know if that you think will be useful. Will be a useful conversation for us to have. It will be helpful to you. All right. So that would be if you would like to talk about what are some of the reasons why there are extra relational cheating. I don't want to say extramarital cheating because I don't want to discount that there are people who have serious relationships that may not be married.
Right.
And this is not about is that biblically correct or not. We know what the Bible teaches, but nonetheless, this is more than just helping.
Right.
It's not preaching just a sermon, but just try to help people generally.
In general.
All right. So people have extramarital relationship or extra relational relationship where they get their emotion involved with somebody else, and as a result, they've taken their time, their efforts, and their resources, and they have moved it to another place, another person, and so we call that relational, or generally is called infidelity. Is a term that is often used with that
Right.
subject. Okay, so that's obvious, right? So that's cheating. But that's only one
One side
type
of it.
of cheating.
Yes.
You know, that's only one type of cheating, because there are other types of cheating that affects relationships.
Relationship also.
Amen. There are a lot of types of cheating, because again, remember that cheating is something or someone that is taking the time and the emotion away from the relationship, or in an unhealthy way that makes it bad for the relationship. So there are several types of cheating. We talk about infidelity. We got that out the way, because everybody knows cheating to be that.
Everybody use cheating for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. But let's go to another one, right? That is very common today, and that many people may not think about. And that is cyber cheating. Cyber cheating. All right? Cyber cheating. There are a lot of people who they're willing and quickly ready to cut their partner's head off
Yes.
if there's somebody else. But there are many people who are involved in cyber relationships.
Right.
Whether they are talking to somebody
Yes.
or they are just consumed
By social media.
by social media.
Yes.
See, that's cheating. There's some people who they're so in love with something else that they can't even have a meal with you.
Yes. They spend more time.
They can't have a
Going
they can't have a meal with
social
you
media. More
wi-
time. On,
without having to be engaged with their other people.
yes.
Their 5,000, their 4,000 friends or followers, right? So that you can't even have a conversation. You go out to dinner and the phone is in the hand,
Yes. That's true.
right? And they sit and you paying for the meal, but they're cheating with you.
Yes.
They're cheating on you
Yeah.
right in front of you. And nobody talks about how this affects relationship.
Right.
This is more than bad manners. There are people who have emotionally invest themselves into cyber cheating.
True.
They have invested themselves in cyber cheating.
They love their phone more.
They
than
love their
anything else.
phone. They love what's online. They love their friends, and they're posting, and they spend hours and hours and hours. I mean, they spend more hours on the phone cyber cheating than they spend talking to their spouse.
Yes. And it's like he doesn't exist or she doesn't exist.
And sometimes it's like you're in the relationship, but you don't exist. They come in, you say hello, good morning, or good afternoon, and then you disappear to your quarters with your
That's
phone
it.
in your hand.
Yep. That's it.
And so the question is, at least if somebody is in an infidelity relationship, they go away, they would hide, they would do something, and they will come back.
Yep.
But with cyber cheating, it goes on all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. It's going on all the time. And the fact is that it takes away from the relationship. It takes away from valuable emotional time. It takes away resources, right? So it grabs your time, it grabs your emotion, and there's nothing left. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, people who are in relationships with their friends, there are people who are cheating not with a man but with their girlfriend.
Yeah. Well,
You,
they have their husband, but
you are not in a relationship
Yes.
with another man,
yes,
and you're not in a sexual relationship with your girlfriend, but you're
you spend more
cheating
time
with your girlfriend
Yes. Yes.
because she has more of your time
Yes.
and your emotion
Than anyone else.
than anybody else. You're always talking to her.
Yes.
I mean, you come home, sometimes you work together. You spend all day at work. You had lunch together. Then when you come home, you sit in the phone for an hour talking about the day and everybody else's business. Okay? And you have no time for your partner. So when you wake up, who you want to talk to? You want to talk to your friend. You get in the car, you dial your friend. And you both go into the same job.
Yes.
And you spend the time at the job all the time. So the question is, okay, is that not cheating? If cheating is removing emotion and time away from a relationship, then the time that you are giving to your friends,
That is.
it is cheating.
Yes.
You have cheated. You are cheating in the relationship, though it's not sexual.
Yes, because you're
Okay.
taking away.
Though it's not sexual. So the limitation of people about this cheating thing is, and they just relegate it to some guy going out or some girl going out, for some 1 hour
Time,
rendezvous or
yeah.
something somewhere, and they say, "Oh, this is cheating,"
Right.
but you don't think about how you cheat in the relationship.
Yes.
How do you cheat with your friends, with your with other relationships that you have formulated?
Yes.
How do you cheat with your phone?
Yeah, it's not just the phone, but sometimes it's the TV, it's the shows.
Television. Sometimes it's your television
you
obsession.
You love the show more than anything else. You can't miss the show.
You have no
spend
time for
more
your
time-
spouse.
Nope. You spend more time. They can't talk to you. Don't even talk to me when this thing is started, and stuff like that. So it's not just the phone, but it's everything. All the social media, the Instagram, the Twitter. And also on the what you call those live show that they do.
Soap and
Soap opera,
real time,
and the real life shows,
whatever, which is not real, by the way.
Yeah,
Because you have camera people and a whole staff and production crew shooting what is
Right.
supposed to be private,
telling
real
you what
moment,
you're supposed to
and you think it's real. It's reality TV is not reality
Yeah.
at all.
Yes.
But anyway, so. The issue we're talking about today is cheating, and we'd love your feedback. Amen. We'd love to hear back from you. What do you think?
Yes.
What are your thoughts? And we'd love to hear you disagree. That's fine too.
Yes.
Whether you agree or disagree, that is okay. But we're defining cheating today as not just an extra relational cheating with another person,
Yes.
but a extra relational affair of any sort.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so we said you have the normal infidelity that everybody calls cheating, but then we also say you have cyber cheating, where people become obsessed with relationship. There are people who are obsessed with TV stars or music stars, or
Right.
and they follow every moment. They're involved at a high level. They're emotionally involved.
Yes, and that's true. That's true.
You see?
Because I remember years ago, I think it's in the 90s, I used to watch soap opera, and I used to watch All My Children, and I've seen people that take to heart those things, and they want to live their life like the person, like the actors and the actresses in the show. You understand? And I mean, they would put off their job to watch these shows.
Yeah.
They would not even do anything for their children because the show is
True.
on. They wouldn't do nothing for their husband because the show is on. So there's a lot of things that we prioritize, as Yessie would say. It's the things that you prioritize. But if your relationship means something to you, then what you spend time with the most, you shows the value to those things.
True.
So I just feel like when we spend time and when we talk about cheating and we only see cheating as fidelity, infidelity, then it takes away from what you are doing, because what you are saying that, oh, this is nothing, but what you did is something.
Right.
But what you are doing is still hurting the other person.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what you do when you are cheating in a
Yes.
relationship, let's say the only thing you care about is your girlfriends and your time with your girlfriends, and your conversation with your girlfriends, and your outing with your girlfriends and all that stuff. What does that do to the relationship?
Yes.
Oftentimes, one cheating leads to another cheating.
Yes, and it kills the relationship.
It kills the relationship
It
because
never
then
build
you
up.
leave those voids,
Yes.
and then that person will seek to fill those voids some way, somehow,
Yes.
in some other kind of relationship.
Yes.
Maybe not an extra marital
Not a-
relationship or
yes.
extra.
But they've tried to
but
fill
they
the
fill it
void.
somewhere. They become
Yes.
they form a relationship somewhere. Maybe with their boyfriends.
Yes.
Maybe with their buddies. Maybe they become obsessed with sporting activities, and they're always gone.
Yes.
Okay, I had a lady one time tell me, my husband don't spend any time with me. Every weekend he's gone all night. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
For me, that would be
And
a
look,
problem.
and but watch this. He is not with women.
Yes.
He's out with the guys. And what are they doing? They are playing dominoes.
Still.
So they sit and play dominoes all night, all
Right.
weekend, and she's left at home, okay? And that's all he looks forward to. That's all he wants. He can't wait to go on the weekend for weekend to come, and he spend the weekend with the boys every weekend.
Right.
Now that's cheating.
Yes, because he's taken away from
The time
the time from
and the
her
emotion.
and the emotion.
Because emotion and time, how you spend time,
Yes.
is tied to your emotion.
Yes.
Okay, what you care about, you spend time with. You see, what you care about, you spend time with. So the issue here, I had another person call me and he told me, my husband and I had this massive fight. What is the fight about? You understand? What are you fighting for? We're fighting over politics.
That can be a big fight.
Oh, you get into a relationship with a
Yes.
political party or with a candidate,
Yes.
this candidate versus that candidate, and you get emotional about it.
Yes.
You get involved emotionally so that it now becomes an issue between you and your spouse.
Yeah, and it can also bring separation.
Absolutely.
You know, so
So the idea of cheating, we're talking about, if you just come into the show, I want to welcome you wherever you're coming in from today. We're talking about cheating, and we are defining cheating as something or someone that is taking your time and your emotion away from your current relationship.
yes.
Okay, that becomes now a factor that affects your relationship
Yes.
to the point where it become unhealthy or even die.
Yes.
So
and most of the time when it comes to cheating, it's like it brings death.
yes,
The end result
is
is
death.
death.
Yes.
Because it's the relationship, the trust.
Mm-hmm.
You understand the love,
Mm-hmm.
everything that you put in, it disrupt. It brings pain and
Mm-hmm.
hurt and difficulty. So the situation after a while it dies. The relationship dies.
Mm-hmm.
It never grow. Cheating never brings growth, but it brings death. And those are some of the things that you need to talk about as a spouse, as a friend to each other, that you good communication. And what this does, it takes away the communication between both parties, and it only be a one-sided thing, because now it's not between us anymore. It's between me and my phone. It's between me and it's between me and my this, or me and my that. It's not between us anymore.
You know, it's so interesting because and if you're coming in today, we'd love to hear your side. Thank you, yes, for your comment. It's interesting how we never talk about that and always make cheating a one-sided thing. It is not a one-sided thing. You know, there are people who have formulated relationship with their friends.
Yes.
They want to go on vacation with their friends.
Yes.
They want to go out with, and I'm not saying that friends can't go out. I think
Yeah.
that's a wonderful thing to every now and then have a break
Yes.
and go out with your friends or do all and whatever it is.
Yes.
But when your relationship with your friends begin to supersede your relationship with your spouse, is that when what their joy and where they are and being with them and doing all this stuff, when that becomes more important than your relationship, that is definitely cheating. Even if it's not more important, but it has become significantly important, where it's taking all your time,
Yes.
your effort, your emotion, and your resources, that is cheating. And so, and though it's not sexual, it is still cheating.
Yes. Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's one side of cheating.
Right.
Okay? Another kind of cheating is obviously career cheating. Career cheating. Yeah. Because there are some people who are married
Today.
to their career,
And it's true.
you know, and that's a fact. And
Yes.
I think even for us, and I can speak for myself as a pastor, that we have to be careful that we don't become married
Yes.
to the church. The church is the bride of Christ, not the pastor's bride.
Yes.
And so,
Well, sometimes we can get caught up into doing.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes we do too much.
Yes, and it takes away from
It takes away from,
relationship because
and
you're not
especially
thinking
for
that
those of
way.
us who are pastors of smaller ministries, where you're a head cook and the bottle washer.
Yes, you
It
do
gets difficult.
everything.
That's why people don't understand that the work of ministry is for the entire church, right?
Yes, the
So if
entire
everybody
body.
was helping, then the pastor wouldn't have to be there 24 hours a day.
Yes.
If he's got to clean the church, he's got to do the repairs, he's got to do the counseling, he's got to do everything. Then he ended up being overwhelmed,
Yeah.
and the only way he can survive it is to be in a relationship with it. Same thing. There's some people who allow themselves to get jobs that they have to be married to.
Yes.
There are people who are married to their jobs. I remember when I was working in corporate America, that I often run into difficulties. I worked with the same company for 15 years, and I had gone through the ranks of my department, and I'd gone all the way through everything that I could get as an employee. But anything after that would now become a salaried employee,
Right.
and would require that you are always available to work. Okay, now you get into supervision or management, you're always available to work. Your clock is turned off. It's like whenever
Well,
they need
it's
you,
not-
they call you.
It's not turned off, you should say.
It's constantly turned on.
Yes.
So, and I refuse, and I had a lot of problems because every year they had to give you a raise, and they say, well, you've capped out. You've capped out everything that is allocated for this level of a job. But because I've been there for so long,
Right.
and they have to give me at least a quarter every year,
Right.
it was adding up. So the issue is that some people have become so vested in their job
Right.
that all their time and emotion, you see, is invested in the job. They are the only thing they think about
Yeah.
is the job. The only thing they spend time on
The
is a job. They're always working, always at the computer. And they have no time
Right.
for the relationship. They don't take time off. They don't take a day off. You understand? They just always are going. And then you're not feeding. Again, if you starve something, it will eventually die
Yes.
of starvation.
Yes. I'm just looking at what Pastor Mercy wrote. Cheating is simply having an extramarital affair. Yes, we know that a relationship, but not only that type of cheating that we're talking about. We are talking about other things that brings separating, that bring extra relationship in the marriage.
That is incorrect. Okay,
Yeah.
so I think what she's trying to say, that cheating is having a relationship. What cheating is having a relationship with the opposite sex.
Yes.
That the rest of the stuff is habits that rule and overcome to say. For the rest is habit that you set rules and
save your
overcome to save your marriage from the context of cheating. It's betrayal. No. I disagree, Pastor Mercer. We appreciate your comment. Cheating is not just
Not just an extramarital
because
with
if
the opposite sex.
cheating is something that takes away your time and emotion,
Yes.
that's
There's
cheating.
a lot of things that takes away your time and emotion.
That is not
Different
just
from
an opposite sex.
Yes, and different.
Yeah.
From a man and a woman.
Absolutely.
It's the things that you do. It's just
and
like
it's not. And by the way, for those people who are same sex, that say not opposite, ma'am.
Exactly. and
But-
it's just like it's just like when you talk about extramarital relationship and stuff like that. When we talk about cheating, when we have the phone, it's just like saying anything you spend time with is your God, right?
Right. So
Anytime you
we
spend
say
more
that
time
idolatry is anything that takes away
yes,
anything that supersedes
yes,
supersede God
Yes.
becomes an idol.
Yes.
So
So-
but when it comes to cheating, we often want to relegate cheating
Just
to an
cheating
opposite
to a
sex
opposite
relationship.
sex
That is,
relationship.
and
So
this
it's
is
not.
exactly why we're having the
Yes.
conversation, because
Yes.
a lot of the people who comes into my office and are
Yes.
talking to me about issues of relationship, they will tell you. I mean, the man will tell you, "Hey, she have no time for me. She don't even see me. She on the phone all the time."
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So she complaining about some girl that is texting him on his phone,
Yes.
but she's always on the phone.
Right.
And she's on the phone with her girlfriend 24 hours a day, all the time. That is having an extramarital affair or an extra relationship.
Yes.
An extra. That means this person has come,
yes.
and now you're in a relationship with them that supersedes the norm.
Right. Exactly. So and think about this. When you have your girlfriend, and some of us, what we do is saying, "Oh, I have a best friend," and you have that best friend, and because you have that best friend before you get married, when you are married, the best friends still want to be the same way how you were before.
Exactly.
You understand? And now it shouldn't be that way.
Absolutely.
Because now you have your marital relationship that you're supposed to be
Number
dealing
one.
with, that becomes number one, but you choose because you love your best friend.
Oh, we're friends long time.
We're friends long time, so we can't get rid of that. That can come between, and so we continue with that extramarital affair per se, and so we have to recognize to separate the two. The time that you spend with your spouse, the time that you spend on the phone, we need to think about it. We need to prioritize it. We need to set it apart, because it can bring separation. It also can cause death, and it can bring division among the relationship.
I think sometimes in the church and among church people, we often think of cheating and confuse it with adultery or fornication.
Yes.
Cheating is not adultery and fornication.
It's more than that.
It's not, you got to understand, we're not talking about adultery and fornication. That's a conversation that has its own lane.
Yes.
We're talking about cheating in a relationship, and we're defining cheating as anything or anyone that takes your time and your emotion.
Yes.
Anything that becomes so important to you that you find your husband or your spouse is playing a second fiddle.
Back
And
burner.
they're on the back burner. Whether
Yes.
you're consciously doing it
Yes.
or not consciously doing it. And that's the thing. You see, part of the problem, and why we're talking about this, and hopefully it will help you, is that you may be guilty of cheating with more than one extramarital partners.
Yes.
That has nothing to do with another man.
Yes. Or
And if-
sleeping with.
Yeah, and
You
if
know,
you're not, and if you don't address those issues, you will still, the relationship will still die.
Yes.
It will still die.
Yes.
Whether you agree with me, yes or no,
Right.
your relationship would still die, because I can tell you, I have seen it
Yes.
firsthand. You understand? A man don't care, a woman don't care if you just out with your friends.
Right.
She will only take that relationship for so long.
Right.
You have no time. A man will do the same. If you only have time for your girlfriends, you don't have time for your phone, you don't have time for him.
And it can cause envy. It can
Envy.
cause,
There's
malice
envy,
and strife
jealousy.
and jealousy,
Yeah,
bitterness.
you have some.
know?
You have some men can't stand your girlfriend.
Yes.
And the reason why they can't stand your girlfriend is because
The girlfriend
they are
is
jealous.
taking
Your,
their
your
time.
girlfriend is always in your life.
Yes.
Oh, me and Jay, me and Jeannie, or me and Girlie, we going shopping. Oh, you and Girlie again. Oh yeah, me and Girlie, we going to see the concert. Oh yeah, me and Girlie, yeah, we going to the gym. Yeah, who's picking you up? Oh, me and Girlie, we going with the girls. I mean, it's always, you're not in a sexual relationship, but you're living life together.
Yes.
And you have and that relationship and that bond that you are sharing has now rises to the cause of cheating, because now you have excluded your spouse from the relationship, and you have now taken your time and your emotion,
Right.
and you're sharing it with Girlie.
Yes. So anything that you feed the most, that's what's going to grow. So if your relationship with your friend is what you feed the most, is what you value, everything that you put into it, that's what's going to grow. So the relationship with your spouse is not going to grow because you didn't put the time and and put value into it. You only put the time and the value into your friend. So you're gonna be best friend. You're gonna remain best friend because that's the relationship that you build. If you build that relationship with your husband, that's the relationship that's going to grow.
Yeah.
You understand? So we have to be careful of the time that we spent with other people other than your spouse.
Yeah, drop your comment.
Yes.
I want your feedback. To drop your comment with your in the chat box if you don't mind. Whether you agree or disagree, it's okay.
Yes.
We can agree to disagree.
Of
I hope
course.
it is our desire and I hope that this conversation would be helpful to you. That's why we have them.
Yes.
So that they will be helpful to you so that you don't run into the, because I'm telling you, it is more, emotional cheating is more than having a relationship with somebody.
Yes.
Can be having a cheat. You can be having a cheating relationship with your job.
With us,
No, you don't have to agree.
with us, but we value your comment also.
Yeah.
So we need you to.
It doesn't have
you know,
to. It
let
doesn't
us
have to
know
be an
how you
agreeing
feel about
comment.
that.
It can be an opposing comment, like Pastor Mercy just did.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, and that's fine because I think this is important that people understand. And I believe it will be helpful to people to start to take a look at their life to see where they have relationship, extra relationship or
Yes.
extramarital relationship that is causing and will cause, and maybe some people right now are listening, maybe you're in the backside of your relationship,
Right.
Whether it's a divorce or something, and you can now look at yourself and say, you know, I was a contributor
Yes.
to this mess. I contributed to it, not just by what I put into it, but what I failed
Yes. To do.
to put into it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
All right. So drop your comment. Let me know what you're thinking. We'd love to hear what you are saying. We'll say good morning to Sister Jazz. Be careful out there on the road. Thank you for tuning in and listening to the broadcast today. Faithful listener.
Sister
And-
Annette.
Yeah, Sister
You know?
Annette as well.
Yes.
Yeah. We'd love to hear from you. And so you're too silent.
Yes.
You know.
That's Stacy.
Yeah, way too silent.
Yes.
You know, and I think partly is that we have a large contingent of women, and there's a lot of women who only want to think of cheating as your partner going out.
Yes,
and
because
then when
Sister
you start to talk
Stacy-
about cheating beyond just the partner,
Right.
Because you know, women cheat and men cheat, but oftentimes they say men cheat
The most,
extramaritally or
yeah.
extrarelationally more than women. So they say. Okay, I think they just cheat better. They're just better at it, so they're caught less. But not necessarily that cheat less. They're just caught
You're
less.
talking about the woman or the
The
man?
women.
Oh, the woman.
Yeah, women,
Okay.
men are very terrible at cheating. They
Right. So
they get
Sister-
caught on the
but
first day.
Sister Stacy, I did drop a comment, and
Yeah.
I don't think we went to that
Oh,
one.
Sister
So
Stacy,
she
let's
was
see.
saying that
Uh-huh.
she was cheating on many times. Is it cheating? You know, is it her spouse? You know, she didn't explain. She didn't broaden the idea that she gave about what she's talking about. Yes, he said, "I have cheating."
I've cheated on a
Cheated on
boyfriend one time ever.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess maybe Sister Stacy,
And
you
I've
may
cheated on
maybe
too many times
if you widen your perception
Right.
of cheating, you might realize that you have cheated many more times. If you talk about
Exactly.
just from an infidelity perspective,
Right.
okay, I get that.
Right.
That is the obvious, and the reason why we're not focusing on just that obvious is that a lot of people don't understand that there's a lot of relationships that fall apart, not because of that obvious
Yes.
one. Everybody knows that. That's a biggie, right? Another physical person that has come and have taken away your physical man or involved with your physical man. But there are a lot of other things outside of sex that cause people relationship to fall apart in the area of cheating. Okay, because if you become so obsessed with work that all you care about is work, you have no time for your spouse.
Right.
No time to talk, no time to fellowship, no time for love. You know, it's always work always at the computer, always on the phone with your employees. And yeah, you're making money, but
Your relationship
that
is
doesn't
dying.
satisfy
Yes.
the relationship.
Yes.
You know, and there are people who are sitting in the house, you know, but they're not talking to you. They're right there in the house, but they're constantly on the phone with their other partner,
Right.
whether it's a girlfriend or a co-worker.
Right.
You know, they're constantly in that relationship. So even though they're home, they don't see you. You understand? The only time you come together is bedtime.
Yes.
You understand? You come to bed to sleep. You wake up in the morning. You talk about the bills. You know, you head out.
You just talk about just
It's just
main
enough
things,
to
just
say we're
enough to
coexisting
say
together,
yes,
and then
yes,
you out to your other affair.
Yes.
So the issue is that we have to, when we talk about cheating, is that we have to understand that cheating extends itself, and unless you widen your perspective of it, and there may be people who are disagreeing, and my concern would be, if you disagree, this conversation may not be helpful to you. These are not just habits that you have formed; these are relationships that you have formed. You understand?
Exactly.
These are serious relationships that you have cultivate, whether it is with your spouse or with your co-workers or with your
Friends.
workout partner or whatever it is, that has now enter into the way. It has not rises to anything sexual, but but it has taken your emotion and your time.
Yes.
And it has affected your sex because you don't have time.
Time. Yes. And
You know, oh no, your husband want to make love. You say no, not no. So and so is
Yeah,
picking
yeah,
me up. We're going
yeah.
somewhere.
or I'm on the phone. Not right now. I'm on. the
Yeah,
phone,
not right now. I'm
yeah.
talking to so and so and so.
But
By the time you get off the phone, he's asleep.
yeah. But yes, he says. Yes,
Yeah.
he says we don't talk about those things.
Yeah.
And so many times when it's family time, these stuff does not come up in the family time that we spend with each other. So we don't tell them how we are feeling.
Right.
And because at the end of the day, because you get that little time together, you try to spend the most of the time, building that relationship. So you don't want nothing to come up or come between that would cause a rupture for the relationship either. So sometimes these are stuff that we need to talk about. What is it that driving us apart, or sometimes bring argument, and because sometimes the person that is arguing are reacting out of something that you are doing that you don't recognize.
Yeah.
But the person have to be open enough to receive or to listen, to hear what you are saying to that person.
That's correct.
You understand? So sometimes we have these things, we don't want to talk about these things because some people don't like confrontation. Some people don't like argument. But at the end of the day, you still have to communicate. Good communication in a marriage is very important, or in a relationship is very important. So these are things that you need to talk about.
Right. So, want to take Annette's comment. She said, all correct statements. We have to set boundaries in relationships.
Yes.
And that is and let me just extend that, Annette, to say relationship is not necessarily just with a person.
Right.
It could be with a thing
With your phone, with your
or
job.
an assignment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There has to be boundaries.
Yes.
Yeah. And I think that many of us, we fail to set reasonable boundaries, and that's something I know that I had struggled with, setting boundaries and time.
Yes.
Because of my own obsession with the call of God to do God's work.
Yeah.
Is sometimes we run into problems. We'll say, okay, this is a time to do this, and then I want to shut this off at this point, and I need to do what I need to do on the other end to create a balanced life and a balanced relationship.
Yes.
So so I love this comment. She said we have to set boundaries in relationship. But this next one
Yes.
is very powerful, and it's very factual. If partners don't feel needed or wanted, they will seek comfort
Elsewhere. And that's true.
That's important.
Yes.
Because that's why cheating in anything,
Yes.
not just with a person,
Yes.
you see, it's the mercy maybe, it's not just with a person. If the partner don't feel needed or wanted,
Yes.
okay, you got to feel need.
Yes.
I have value.
Yes. They will look for it somewhere else.
Okay, one of the intrinsic nature, the requirement of every human being, desire to feel needed.
Yes.
You see, that's why people go where they feel important. right? Oh, I got to go to job. I mean, they'll go to the job in the rain or the storm. You see, they feel needed. You understand? Oh, I got to get you. They're sick,
Yes.
but they still feel needed.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, even when you think about it, if somebody has an assignment at church, you know the assignment is very important. You wake up one morning and you may feel not even feel well.
Yes.
You may feel sick.
Yeah.
You know, but because you know you are needed, you feel I need to be there.
Yeah.
Even though I'm not well, I am needed in this space. You will make the effort to do it
Exactly.
because everybody like to feel needed.
Yes.
Everybody. You want to feel needed, right? You want to feel like you have value.
And it's true.
Okay.
Nobody wants to be in a relationship where they are not valued, where they are not needed. You know, everybody want to be secure. Everybody want to feel
Yeah.
the security.
Right.
You know, so I don't think that people come into relationship to have extramarital relationship.
Absolutely
You
not.
understand?
Nobody think of extramarital
But this-
relationship going into
Right.
the
This
relationship.
is something that has been developed because of the lack of relationship, the lack of communication, the lack of spending time with each other and choosing
valuing each other.
valuing each other, and spending
And
that
creating
time.
a space.
Yes.
And I want to spend more time on that that comment that Annette makes because I think it is so valuable. Is spending time allowing that partner to feel needed.
Yes.
You know, I think that's one of the danger in coming into relationships where you just come into a relationship just to get things.
Right.
Because there's a point at which after you get stuff, then what?
Yeah. Well, get the thing that
You know,
wanted.
you have. I hear men will say sometimes in our counseling session, but I give her everything she wants.
Yeah.
You have stuff.
And then
Get everything you want.
right.
But still she show up complaining. I say, how can you complain when I've given you everything? I go to work every day. I work from sunrise to sunset. I'm doing 15, 16 hours. I've given you everything.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
How
something.
can you be in a relationship where you have worked yourself tirelessly
Yes.
from sunrise to sunrise and giving the partner everything that she need, house, car, everything, and yet she will still go out and cheat on you
Oh yeah.
because
Something is missing.
the most important things are missing.
Yes.
Okay, that's why the people who work together to build something together,
Yes.
one of the best way to have a relationship is to have something. And this is why I say before in a few shows ago is that when you're getting a partner, make sure that your passion and your vision fits into their passion and vision, because in the end of the day you're going to want to wake up in the morning
Yes.
and feel valuable, feel needed. You have purpose. A purpose gives you meaning to life.
Yes.
So if you feel not needed, then you're saying, what is the purpose of this relationship?
Right.
You understand? After you drive the car, so what? After you park it, so what? Whether you're driving a BMW or a Lamborghini, you can only drive it so much and then you park it.
Right.
And when it's parked outside, you don't care about it. You don't care about it till you need to drive
To
again.
drive again. Yes.
You know, and if you're like me, it don't matter what I am driving as long as I'm driving and it's going and it's comfortable.
Yes.
You understand what I'm saying? So things don't make it. So I love that comment, Stan, and I want to thank you for it because
Yes.
you said, I want to, if the partner don't feel needed,
Yes.
you want to feel like you're a part of the thing.
Then that. would
That's
drive
why the
that
partnership
person.
is so important. Roles are important. You're doing your part. I'm doing my part. You understand what I'm saying? I love.
And sometimes too, if the person does not feel needed, they can talk about it. I think they need to bring it to
I
the
think the issue
spouse.
is, Pastor Henry, is that you've gone to resolution.
Right.
Right?
So
because of
there-
course you need to talk about. But I remember when I was in Nigeria. Nigeria it was. I remember we were ministering and we're having dinner,
Right.
and the pastor's wife, she never sat at a table. She served us, the guests. Of course, her husband was sitting at the table. She was serving us, the guests. And I found it was very strange. It was very strange to me because, of course, in the West, you know, she would be sitting down and she would be eating and maybe somebody else would be serving or something. But here she was doing the serving. She was doing the serving. And I asked a question. So after I had that, I said, why did she not come and sit with us? Why was she, you know? And they explained to me that in the culture, the woman so value her role
Right.
to serve her husband, to provide the meal and to put it on the table to make sure everything is good.
Right.
They so value that as a society that to sit down and have somebody else do that would remove or interfere with her own role or feeling the need.
Right.
That would be somebody replacing what she felt she was needed for.
Right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Because she was trained that this is something that you do for your spouse. You don't forfeit this job to a helper or anybody else. This is something that she. So even though we were guests and she was the first lady, and this was a very, very, very big church,
Right.
and we had a convention. I was guest there, but she valued, and somebody said, if you take that from her,
Right.
if you try to take that from her, it would be a major, major, major insult. It would be a hurt to tell her to come sit down and not do this because she felt needed.
Yes.
So the idea of feeling needed is so important.
Yes.
And then she went on to talk about wanted. There's a difference between needed and wanted.
Yes. Yes.
You understand? Because you may need somebody, but you don't want it.
Yes.
You see? Because when you talk about wanted now is where you start to formulate the need for intimacy. Okay? You're not just there because somebody needs you.
Yes.
You're there because they want you.
To be there.
Okay?
Yes.
Have you ever been in a place where you're needed but you don't feel wanted?
Exactly. Exactly.
And the only reason why you're there
It's because you were asked to
is
be
because you are needed there.
Yes.
You know? I mean, even if your job,
Yes.
if you go to the job and they treat like they don't really want you, but they only bring you there because your skill is needed, something is wrong with you.
Yes.
You see? So thank you, Annette, for that comment. You know,
Yes.
partners, if you don't feel needed, and I want to remove that or
Yes.
and put an and wanted.
Yes.
Because I think both of those are necessary, they're not exclusive. But I think that they should be together. You need to be needed
Want it.
and you need to be wanted.
Yes.
If I'm going into a relationship, I have to feel that that partner needs me. And I think I tell a story about this friend. You know, a lot of times where men will marry a poor woman over a rich man.
Right.
You know, in culturally, only 20% of wealthier women will marry a man that is poor. Only 20%.
Wow.
But 80% of men will marry women that are poor.
Yes.
You see, because in that relationship, they feel needed.
Yes.
They're going in because I want to give her a better life.
Yes.
I want to give her, you know, I want to
Something
make
better. I
yeah.
wanna make
so
her life
so
better
part
than-
of giving to her and being a blessing to her,
Yes.
part of that whole relationship is the fact that you feel she needs you.
Right. Yes.
You see, she needs you,
Yes.
and that adds value to how you feel
Exactly.
about yourself.
Exactly.
Okay.
Even for someone who are in a relationship with low self-esteem because of not feeling the need or not feeling that they are needed.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? So some of them grow into a place where they are suffering from low self-esteem because they began to think, wasn't I good enough? Did I do something? What is it that I can do, for him to want me? What is it that I can do for me to be needed into this relationship? Stuff like that. So
Right.
we have to be careful how we treat our spouse or treat our partner in the relationship,
Right.
because that can also drive them to a place where they are seeking it from other people,
Yeah.
because it was not reassured to them the security that they have. So even though the spouse may be giving them, they feel like he's giving everything, he's still not giving everything because she lacks security. She didn't feel secure in that part of the relationship.
Yeah. And so the giving and the wanting, I'm not sure support you, Pastor Henry. I concur. I'm not sure you had to say what part of it. She said a lot. But yeah, I mean, but the feeling of being wanted and feeling of being needed
Yes.
in a relationship is critical to the health and the sustenance of the relationship.
Right.
Okay.
Also, Annette also did another comment. It says, at time we also need to consider our partner's workload, for the day. And that's true. But even though they have a workload, they have to consider too that they're coming home. Say, for instance, you have a wife and you have a housewife. She's home all day, and she's home working all day. So she's looking forward for her husband then to come home. You understand? So she tried to do everything in the house. So when he comes home, she can attend to him. But sometimes when he come home, he's so overwhelmed with the work, he forgot that he have a spouse home.
Exactly.
You
So
understand?
again,
So,
we're talking about cheating today.
yes.
Ty, welcome to the conversation.
So the work takes away from his,
Yeah.
relationship with her.
It has to be, you have to balance
Yes.
time. Everybody, that we understand we got to work. And one of the wonderful thing about the plan of God is that the idea of God concerning work is that the woman and the man were supposed to work together,
Right.
not apart.
Yes.
That's the plan of God.
Helpmate.
Yeah, you are supposed to work together. The problem is that we have created a world.
Yeah.
We removed this idea. Feminism and all these has removed these ideas that a man and a woman can work together and build. In some several society where you see this, you have some Indians and Chinese and other cultures where the spouses work together, whether they're running their supermarket or whatever, they're working. The whole families and a family that works together, pray together, stay together.
Yes.
So the issue is sometimes we've created these worlds. And so there's so much that's going on, and you don't even understand when your spouse come home. You don't even understand what he has to deal with in that day.
Exactly.
You understand?
So you
Because-
have to be considerate.
Yeah, you don't know why he's so aggravated. You don't know what hell he went through on that particular day.
Right. And then
So,
you don't take
so,
the time.
so now we're
to
talking
know.
about the many other things that are affecting.
Exactly.
But we don't have time to get all over the place. So let's just talk about and stay in that cheating topic. T. We were talking about cheating, and we were saying that cheating is more. For those of you who are just joining us, cheating is anything that grabs your emotion and your time away from your relationship to the place where it becomes unhealthy.
Yes.
Okay, when what you get involved in is priority to the time that you give into your relationship, a healthy time, that is, because you have to do things outside of your relationship, but healthy time.
Yes.
Okay, when you go on vacation, but you can't be on vacation because you're always on the phone. You still got to take all the phone calls. You still got to go in the bathroom and have conversation. You still got to go walk and take a call. Listen. For me, when I go on vacation, I tell people I'm out.
Yeah.
I don't have my phone is off. It's on silent. I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah.
Call so and so. I mean, you know this. I mean,
Yes.
even as much as I'm the pastor of a church, I go away on mission. I told him, call you,
Yeah.
okay? And I can have a peaceful 3 weeks in Kenya.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not peaceful, but At least it's not having to worry about.
Stress.
Yeah,
It's
and I'm the same way. If I go on vacation, I don't have time for the phone, and I have a problem if I'm sitting having a meal and you're on the phone.
Yes.
If I have a real problem that we're together under a shed by the pool, but you have to be on your phone. What is so unentertaining about me? You understand? I mean, when you were it's amazing how when you were dating, you couldn't keep your hand off of me.
Exactly.
Every minute you want to kiss, every minute you want to smooch.
And
Now
you
here we
wanna
are.
snuggle up.
You want to read your book.
Oh,
You want to read your book and watch YouTube. Yeah, understand?
maybe,
So why are we on
maybe because
vacation?
YouTube was not around at that time.
Why are
Instagram
we
was
here
not
on
around
vacation?
at
We
that
could have
time.
done that at home.
Yes.
So we're talking about cyber relationships that we have formulated that rises to cheating in the relationship.
Right.
Because I want to engage you today to think of cheating, not just some other girl or some other guy. It's too limited because at the end of the day, cheating has the same consequence. That's it.
Yes. Yes.
And whether you
leads
want to
only
agree
to
with me,
one thing.
whether you want to agree or disagree,
Yes.
cheating will lead to the same thing.
Yes.
And I see it. I deal with it in my office.
Yes.
And by the way, as I said earlier in the conversation, that cheating leads to cheating.
Yes.
When you're out cheating, whether you're cheating on your phone, cheating with your friends, cheating with your girlfriend, you just leave room.
Yes. For the next person to do the same thing.
Exactly.
Because of the lack of communication, the lack of time, the lack of the relationship not clinging and loving to the point where they can't be apart from each other.
Yeah.
So when you do all of that, when you have your phone, when you spend time with your friend, anything that you spend time with the most is what's going to grow. So if you spend
That's
that
your
time-
relationship.
Yes, that's the relationship. So if you spend that
If you
time
spend
with
more
the-
time with your girlfriend,
that's the relationship that's going to grow. So if you have,
and I'm
your
not talking
spouse-
about just because with your work, your at work hours, because
yes.
I'm not talking about when you're at work.
But when you leave,
I'm
work,
talking
you
about
know,
off work.
and you're home, or you feel like you have to go to the mall.
Time that you should be with your
and
husband,
you feel like
with your
you're
girlfriend.
cooking, they have to be on the phone.
I think we're disturbing a
and
lot
you're
of people
cooking.
today.
Yes.
Yeah, we're disturbing a
You
lot,
know,
but that's fine.
but-
Because that's the reason for the conversation,
Right.
really, because it's going to help you for those of you who are open to the idea to understand that cheating, anything that takes away, if you're in a relationship with anything that is taking away to the extent that it is destructive
Right.
to your relationship,
Yes.
then that is a problem.
Yes.
Because it's going to ultimately lead to your partner feeling not wanted and not needed.
Yes.
And when you're in a relationship that you're neither wanted nor needed, you said, what is the point
Of being in the
of
relationship.
being in a relationship?
So let's get out of the relationship.
Period.
And that's what caused the separation. That's
Period.
what causes, the divorce.
Period.
Sometimes you get down to that road and you don't know how to go back where you started.
Yeah.
You understand? So we have to be careful the things that we prioritize, how we prioritize them, how we put them. The things that is most important should be of utmost important. It
Yeah.
should be on top.
Yeah.
You understand?
7 minutes left in the show, Pastor Henry. You alluded to it earlier. So what do we do, right? We wanted to talk about the problem
Yes.
and not talk about, at least, where can we start?
We start with communication.
You start with communication.
Yes,
and by the way,
I'll
let
start with
me say this and say it loud and say it clear. Communication is not talking.
Yes.
Communication is not talking. It includes,
Talking.
but it's not talking.
Yes.
I hope I want you all to hear that, especially ladies, please. Communication is not just talking. You understand? Because you can talk too much and shut down communication.
Yes.
And think that you something that you need to understand, that you can babble so much, you can run on so much, and instead of making a step, you make 20 or 30, and by the time you made 30, you have torn down the bridges.
Right.
So now you have destroyed communication completely.
Yes.
You know.
So sometimes you can go back to where you have started
Uh-huh.
in the relationship. How was the relationship in the dating period? Sometimes you have to go back to that dating.
You will
period.
listen to her foolishness
Yes.
even if you didn't want to hear
Exactly.
it. I think
Exactly.
I
Love
think-
holds no record of wrongs. So you can go back to the dating period and says, what is it that I found in my wife, or what is it that I found in my husband that drive me to this place of love and affection, where we can hold hand and we can look over the things that he said or she said and laugh at the stupid things
now
that
you
he
talk about
did.
forgiveness,
And
but
yes,
that's a whole
you know,
other thing.
so-
Let's finish up this conversation about communication, because it's so important as a starting point, because you need to express to your partner to at least be able to say to them,
Yes.
this is how I feel.
Yes.
Okay.
And you get their attention.
Right. The issue is with communication is that because communication is not just talking,
Right.
and it includes listening,
Yeah.
okay, and understanding. See, you must have all three of those.
Yeah.
Because you must talk,
Yes. And
or
have to-
signal.
and you have to listen.
and then the other person has got to listen,
Yeah. And not
or
just
see.
listen, but be a good listener.
be a good listener,
Yes.
and understand.
Yes.
Because a lot of time where communication go crazy is not because somebody's not trying to say something, and it's not because somebody may not be trying to hear something.
Yes.
It's just because you don't understand what you're hearing.
In the eyes of the viola. The
You
receiver.
understand? In the midst of the communication, he said, but I'm telling him, I hear people say to me all the time in my office, I've told him.
Yes.
I've told him. And he said, I hear her. I've listened.
Yes.
She's always talking about, but the communication was unsuccessful
Right.
because you didn't get understanding.
Right.
Which brings me to my second point as we close here shortly, is that you must understand the purpose of communication going into it.
Yeah.
Tenny, when you're gonna have if you know why you are going to have a conversation, okay, you must know what is the goal
Yes.
of that conversation, and the goal of the conversation must remain your focus.
Right.
Because watch this, if you lose the goal of the communication, it will turn from a good intended resolution
Right.
communication to a fight.
Yes.
If you lose the goal,
Right.
and the enemy is of such that he knows how to twist things so fast,
Yes.
and you start the conversation on A, but you end up on Z, and you have not dealt with A.
Right.
And sometimes people so not want to deal with the A because A is so uncomfortable to them.
Yes.
Or maybe it is a part of their blind spot. I had a conversation very recently with somebody. I was explaining to them that these are your series of behaviors.
Right.
Okay? You have changed, and these are the series of your behaviors, and I'm concerned that you are behaving this way.
Yes.
And instead the person just admit, they can't deny the fact that they are doing things differently,
Right.
because you are doing things differently.
Right.
But to say, I admit that, you know what, I'm doing something different, and I probably didn't understand the way that it affects, or the way that the perception was appearing. It was maybe I didn't intend it to seem that way, but these are the reasons why. And then you have a conversation about resolution, or making adjustments, or at least coming to an understanding as to why your actions have changed.
Yes.
You go into justification and disagreement.
Right.
Oh, no, can't believe. And you start to talk about, I only did that like 5 times.
Okay.
Like 5 times? If you used to do something normally every day, if you made me a cup of tea every morning, okay? And then for 5 mornings straight, you have not made tea, and I'm talking to you about it.
Yeah.
Then you want to turn around and curse me out because you have made tea for so many mornings, and now I'm complaining about the 5 that you didn't make. No, I'm not complaining about the 5 you didn't. I'm complaining about that there's a change in your behavior.
Right.
So I need to understand what has caused the change. You understand? Because we don't just change things. There's a reason why we change it. Whether there's a new demand on time or something has happened, so we change.
Right.
So what has caused the change? See, so instead of getting to a resolution, you turn it into a fight. And now it becomes, you're so ungrateful. Look how many for every year, for 2 years, 3 years, I've been making your tea and that, yeah. When all I'm asking you about what happened the last 5 mornings, you have not made it.
Right.
So instead of having a resolution about those mornings that you didn't make the tea,
Or,
we make it
or even apologize.
you have switched it around.
Yes.
It could have been a simple explanation, but all of a sudden your emotional jump to, I have made you tea for 5 years.
Yes.
And now you're complaining about 5 days.
Right.
When all the person was trying to do was to understand why you have made tea for 5 years, but you have not made it for 5 days.
Right. And also when you going into the communication, when you're going into is you have to remember that you are not the enemy, and he have to remember you are not the enemy.
Very important.
And you are not there to win a fight.
Absolutely.
You understand? So sometimes, most of the time, when they go into communication, they think about, I know that I am right.
Yeah.
And because I know I'm not right, then no one be able to bend. You understand? To get to the medium of the situation. They feel like I'm right, so this is how I'm gonna hold my ground. I'm gonna vote my stakes, and stuff like that. So I think they should, when you're going into communication, you should humble yourself and think about
What
is
is
it
the
that you want
goal
to
of the
take away
communication?
from the argument.
What is the goal of this conversation?
Yes.
Don't leave the goal.
Yes.
Always stay on the goal. So part of what we try to do when we're having conversations, especially in counseling, is to make sure that we understand what is the purpose of this question.
Right.
Because people will talk all over the place.
Yes.
And they will find all kind of corners to go around, and and they will blame, and they will avoid, and they will do all this. But what is the goal
Yes.
of the question? If you set the wrong goal, you're going to have a problem.
Wrong result.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you set the wrong goal, you'll have the wrong result. Okay? If you've set the wrong, so make sure you know what you're trying to do, and have that conversation. But you must communicate.
Yes.
You must communicate when things have gone awry and there are problems. You must be willing to at least talk about it. You must be willing to listen with
Yes.
understanding. Okay? Listen with understanding. Okay? Yes. Kyla says, I am normally a silent listener, but I wanted to share. You can't redefine cheating to fit certain narrative. This episode is more of an This episode is more of an X of gaslighting than it is cheating. Still love the show. Well, we appreciate your comment.
Right.
And I'm not sure exactly what you mean is more of an X. Yeah, but it's not gaslighting though. I think the issue is that you want to widen people understanding.
Right. Understanding of what cheating is.
Exactly, so
Because
that you can have
everybody-
healthy relationships.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
because everybody look at cheating as just infidelity.
Yeah,
and
which is
it's
probably
more
what
than-
Kyla is doing.
Yes,
Is like
and
she's
it's
probably
more
just
than-
thinking of cheating
yes.
in the confines of extra
Marital
spousal
or
spousal
extramarital affair.
relation. No, it is
Yes.
not, because cheating is not just extra spousal. It's taking your emotion and taking your time
Yes.
and place it somewhere else.
Yes.
Yeah, and there are many things that can do that.
Yes.
There are many things.
Your
and
job,
so your
For
job.
example, is
It's
Sister Annie
obsession.
asking, yes.
Yeah.
Obsession with television.
Yeah.
Your phone.
Or even
you know,
stars, or
yes.
it is so.
Even
It's
your
a,
friend. One
and
of
we
the-
talk about cheating. Even the
Yeah.
Bible addressed it. He said,
Exactly.
if a man cheat in his heart,
Yes.
I mean, it doesn't even. It's not a physical thing.
Right.
He said, it's in your heart. if you have a relationship
You've
in
done
your
it
heart,
in the physical.
exactly.
Yes.
So, Kyla, if you have a relationship in your heart, you are equally guilty of having a relationship as the man who has one physically.
Right.
So, this the concept of Scripture says that cheating can occur
Yes.
in the heart, and so there are many people who cheat in the heart.
Yes.
You understand? They cheat in the heart, and so we're talking about what are the things that have gotten a hold of your heart, your time, and your emotion that devalues the relationship, so that you don't fall into it and don't make excuses for it.
And it's drive your spouse from feeling wanted. You know, it drives them away from feeling that they are needed in the relationship, because you spend more time with those things. They are not at the place where they are feeling valuable in the relationship.
Yeah.
And so they themselves that goes out to spend time with somebody else or something else.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Like we said, cheating leads to cheating. I mean,
Yes.
I know I've been guilty of say pastoral cheating,
Right.
where you are so obsessed with church and church work, you're there from morning, you spend night, day, all kind of stuff,
Right.
and you just do it, and then you go home, you're still thinking about church and
Right.
thinking about church people and all those stuff. So, no, we are not gaslighting, Kyla.
Yes.
If that's your name, but
Whatever you
yeah,
do,
whatever.
you must prioritize.
Yeah, the point
time.
is
Yes.
your spouse has got to take that place of priority, and if you fail to do it, you will reap the consequence. Whether it's your girlfriend
Yes.
or your coworker or your boyfriend or your job or your business
Yes.
or even your ministry,
Right.
no matter what it is.
Anything
But
that
we
you-
appreciate your comment.
Yes, and like we said, that last word, anything that you spend time with the most is what's going to grow.
Yeah.
So if you spend time on your phone, your TikTok, your YouTube, and trying to build this and build that and want more money and so on, that's what's going to grow, and your
Right.
relationship is going to die.
And it's so important.
Something is going to grow.
It's so
and
important. You see,
something's going to die.
and that we talk about communication, right?
Yes.
It's so important it is, because we're talking and we're trying to communicate a point,
Yes.
and yet in the process, there are different people that are hearing different things.
Right.
Again, so what is it? What are the factors that have caused people to be able to hear? What are the filters that are there? What are your perspective? What are your ideas? What are your experiences that have allowed you to, instead of with an open mind? And a lot of time in relationships, it's the same thing. There's sometimes there are histories, there are relationship histories, there are cultural histories, there are kind of a lot of things that have shut off the ability for people to be able to hear each other. And so think about it. The reason why we have the conversation is our hope that it will be helpful, and that you'll think about it, and that it will help you in the future.
Yes, and help you to grow.
All right, I think that's about all the time we have.
Yes.
And so we want to appreciate all of you that came and hang around with us. Thank you, those of you who shared the broadcast, and listen to it again. Share the broadcast with other family and friends, and leave your comment. We do still see your comment after the shows are over.
Right.
You can go in and you can leave your comment. We still are able to read them and engage in the conversation. I think it's good to at least begin.
Exactly. And
Talking
know
about
your
it.
heart and know where you are. And,
Yeah.
you don't have to love our,
no.
But we agree to disagree.
But that's fine.
Yes,
It's not
and
about
it's
agreeing or
fine.
disagreeing.
Yes.
Our goal is to try
Yes.
again.
And hope
our-
that we could
our
be
point,
a
to be
help.
yeah,
Yes,
to be
to
helpful.
someone.
Because I have been guilty. I'm not sitting here, gaslighting
Perfect.
anybody. I'm just saying,
Mhm.
hey, I've been guilty of all of the above.
Yes.
So it's how do we help each other so that we can be
Better person.
better people, have better relationships.
Yes.
It's our relationship series. Thank you for tuning in. We see you. Today is Friday.
Today's Friday, on Wednesday.
We see you on Wednesday.
Yes.
And if we don't
That's
see you
the
on
day
Wednesday, if
before
you're traveling,
Thanksgiving.
and if you'll be on a flight and you won't be able to join our show,
Yes.
we are hopeful that you will
Share it.
share it.
and-
Listen, go listen
and
back
go
to the
back
replay.
and listen to the replay.
Yeah.
It will be there.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when you're with your family, you can listen to the replay.
Yeah, have fun.
Yes,
Make it a
have
part of
fun.
your
Yeah,
discuss it.
exactly.
Make it a discussion. Ask, play with your spouse
Yes.
and talk about it.
And talk about it, and
Yeah.
we will back on Friday, and you can give your comment.
Yeah,
put it
we'd
in
love
the
to hear
chat.
from you.
We would love to
We
hear.
would
yeah.
love to
I
hear
don't
from
care if you guys want to bring it back up. We can take
Yeah,
it. Okay?
we
So
love
if
it,
you
and,
have-
and we love your engagement, or whether you agree or disagree, and we'd love
Yes.
to hear your thoughts. Some of the brightest folks are out there listening, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter. So I want to thank you, Kayla. I want to thank you, Tenny. I want to thank you, Annette. We want to thank you all for engaging us, and Sayesi, for all your points, all your thoughts,
Yes.
all your comments, and we want to wish you.
Pastor Promise.
If we don't talk to you, please remember that Thanksgiving
Prayer.
is coming up.
Yes.
But ahead of Thanksgiving, we have our night watch prayer. Okay, we'll be praying from 10 to 5, the
Yes.
eve of Thanksgiving, and then you have some time to sleep in the morning.
Oh yeah.
No rush, and then you can have your Thanksgiving dinner, go visit your friends, and so on. But let's pray. Let's pray.
Yes.
Let us pray. All right. We love you with the love of the Lord.
May the Lord bless you.
God bless you. If you're in the area, come and visit us on a Sunday, 11 a.m., 4660 North University Drive, Lauderhill, Florida. Take care of yourself, family. We live in imperfect people, live in an imperfect world. And hopefully, the Bible says we're growing from glory to glory. And we hope that we contribute to you,
Amen.
helping you along the way. God bless you. Take care of yourself.
Blessings.
Have a good one.
Thanks for listening to New Season Gospel FM, your number one gospel station.